Next email is from Louie, Tuscaloosa. Ed, Lou from Tuscaloosa, to me, you have done for Rock Talk Radio what Ron Jeremy has done for Hedgehogs. I don't even know where to touch that. By the way, somebody was goofing on me. Who was it? It was on Monday's show when Dawn was here about goofing on me about how much I love documentaries. And I think it was Ray in Maryland called in and said, busy watching a documentary on a 9-volt battery, which I would gladly do. But I did actually watch a documentary on Ron Jeremy. So it's funny you bring this up. Who, by the way, is in jail. And, I used to see hanging out at the Rainbow all the time, but this documentary was on Vice. Anyway, I digress. Louie goes on to say, during a recent Free For All Friday show about a month ago, Greg Leon called in. Greg played with Don Dokken, Dubrow, Tommy Lee. Greg would kind of be like the hard rock version of Pete Best when you really think about it. Plus, he ran around with Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, George Lynch back when they were all slugging it out on the local LA scene. Do you think you could get him on for an extended interview? I think he'd have some fascinating stories. Louie, yeah, I thought about that when, for those that don't know that story, Greg, I don't remember how Greg ended up on with us a few weeks back. I think he just called in. I think he just randomly was listening and called in. And I just answered like Greg from LA, and he identified himself as Greg Leon. But yeah, I would be willing to do that. And Louie, I'll send the invite out to Greg Leon right now. Greg, if you're listening, and you were when you first heard your name last time, email me. And it's simple. It's public address, eddie@eddietrunk.com, and I'll try to hook something up. But yes, for those that don't know Greg's story, he was involved with a lot of these bands. And I remember he called in because he was upset about an article that was in Guitar World that he felt he was misquoted and misrepresented about his time in working in an early version of Motley Crue or whatever the story may be. But yes, he has deep ties to the LA guitar community. He's still playing, as he mentioned to us when he called in, and he has had an affiliation with a lot of these different bands. And as Louie points out, left the band for whatever reason just prior to those bands going on to great success. So it is a little bit of a Pete Best thing, although I don't know if Louie would feel that or if Greg would feel that way. Thank you, Lou, for that.